But today, all eyes in the NWC are turned to Linfield versus Pacific.
Yep, these Cats are ready to win a series against a team they consider to be one of their rivals. And after one of the biggest winning streaks we've seen in a long time from these Cats, they've lost 5 straight. And they know that they've kind of put themselves in a position where their playoff hopes are now in their hands in this final game they have for this regular season. And win or loss, they're going to have to watch to see where they really end up this weekend in that playoff picture.
Today on Wednesday.
Yep, Hunter Dryden, the two-way threat for Whitworth, really put his stamp on that series after coming off an injury. And the Wildcat bullpen, after we've talked so highly of him during that big winning streak in that series, 34 runs given up in 27 innings, so not where they want to be. And in this last 5-game losing streak, they've given up 52 runs in those 45 innings. But everyone going to be available today for this midweek matchup in the very last game of the series. And everyone, after these rough outings recently, I think is more than willing to step up today, even if they might be a little bit tired, and come out and bring some zeros up to that scoreboard behind Camden.
The early 2 spot.
Yeah, Hunter Klingelhofer going to be the last chance. He's rocking some old-fashioned stirrups today with some white stripes there. I like the look out of the, he's got the curly hair, little retro look out of the old guy. Reminds me of a little Kirk Gibson, Maybe get some fist pumps if he gets walking around the bases after 2-out homer.
2 away for the top of the order.
Really nice play. Infield was a little bit shifted over to the pull side for the righty, and Maris had as long as he could go without a full body layout there, and was able to turn himself, make the throw. And the throws were a little bit shaky from third. That was something that they were hoping was going to get better with the move over to shortstop, and he's looked way more natural over there and making that one look easy.
And we mentioned the speed as well earlier. I mean, when you talk about just physical tools, raw physical tools, this guy might be the best on the team when it comes to a combination of power and speed.
Yep, and he's got those soccer cleats. Those are +5 speed. They haven't added them into MLB The Show just yet, but Kling's working on an NIL deal. Getting those pintos in there. Just a reminder, Connor Nelson, Joe Stewart here along with you for this one. Last regular season game for these Wildcats, fighting for some more opportunities here. Brand new ball game after the Wildcats were able to tie it up, drop down 3-0 early, but Hunter Klingelhofer able to tie it up with a 2-run homer following an RBI earlier in the inning. And now Camden Orem pitching in a fresh game for the first time in this one since the first inning. When you're pitching from behind, it's almost, you're laboring out there. You're just getting everything across to be able to be out there for as long as possible, even though you're already down. As Camden Orem really bringing out the stuff now that it's a tie game. Gets this swinging strikeout for out number 1.
Certainly capable of that.
Runner goes, Joner, throw down to second. Maris applies the tag. They got him! Just in time. Great throw from Joner. Great tag from Maris. Saves Orem in the 4th. Gets through it with the tie ball game. Wildcats will look to take the lead in the bottom half when we come back. Joner, spider monkeying back there. He got fully outside of the umpire box to try and block that one. Got both knees outside of there. Catchers know how impressive that is. Still able to keep that one within distance. This has been roughed up behind the dish and by Camden Orem. 1-2 count, gets the sword. A huge out from Orem to get the second one here with 2 guys in scoring position. 1 out away here and gets himself to the bottom third of the lineup. Elijah Gonzalez going to come up here, a guy who Orem has caved. Hoskins fields the slow roller and gets it over just in time to Nick Holm, and Mannion only takes 1 pitch to get him out of the 5th, but he saves Camden Orem, and this one going to still be within 1 run for these Cats. They're going to go back and swing it down now in the bottom of the 5th.
Versatility, especially in the postseason,
as Nick Holm puts a charge into this one over the train tracks. Wildcats take the lead right back with Nick Holm.
And that'll extend the hit streak. Freshman in 21.
Full count offering. Slider. No call.
Wow.
Linfield going to take his base as the fans, Pacific, a whole lot of people, maybe even me, thought that one was strike 3.
Gutsy take at the very least. And
yep. John Ritaco holding firm on that one. It's been a tight zone. We've talked about it all day so far. And a guy who was very welcoming to a tight zone coming up right now, Jackson Bowie, guy who's been working that on-base percentage all year, currently up to 493 coming into this one. Wants to do damage with the stick. The infield shifted over to the pull side. Outfield shifted a little bit of the opposite way. Is Khan one of those guys that, you know, you kind of, when you see the ball in the air from him, you expect it to be slicing, on ball on the ground, you expect him to almost be rolling over. So Pacific, after seeing Khan for 3-4 years now, has caught on to that and how his swing has developed, playing the defense accordingly.
Moment that might drop in no man's land, but Gibbs, good read and good speed to get up there.
That was one of the things that I was talking to Logan Travis and Gavin Ludlow, my roommates, after the last series they had. And it just seemed like, obviously the pitching wasn't performing up to its usual standards, we mentioned in the pregame, but 34 runs in the 27 innings in that series. So not up to the standard we were seeing in that long win streak, but you know, it just felt like even then the weak hits, the balls finding the Bermuda Triangles were just happening more frequently against them than rather for them. And, you know, looking to flip the script a little bit, get some help from the baseball gods deep down the stretch here when they're looking for some playoff luck. But they got to create that luck themselves here, and they're doing it right now, up 1 run. Welcome on back to the top of the 9th. Wildcats looking to get the last final 3 outs of this one and secure the winning series over these Boxers and set themselves up to be that 4th seed in the Northwest Conference playoffs. The senior Gavin Ludlow, number 9, looking to come on and get these final 3 outs. Starting it off with a swing and a miss against Walker Matthews.
Rounding out, pinch hitting for Ben Lewis.
Smacks that one into left field. Garrett Ringer newly coming on into the game. The ball finds him right away, and he makes a diving play.
That's why you throw him out there. We were talking about that trick already today. I love that decision.
Ray hits one with 2 strikes here. Going to be out to dead straight center field. Hunter Klingelhofer moving over from left. Going to be there to make the catch. You can see the Ludlows on their feet in the stands as Ludlow lets out a let's go after strike number 2. Working quickly, toes the rubber immediately. Gets the sign and comes set with the 0-2. Just outside.
Just is a little generous, but I think another waste pitch there, Connor, trying to get Gonzalez swinging.
He's just trying to get these Wildcat fans all standing up as he gets the swing and the miss. Ludlow puts the Boxers away and finishes off the W for the final Wildcat home game of this 2024 season.
With the 1 1/3 save today, a guy you know very well, Connor, and it must be great for all the guys that have seen him grind throughout his career and throughout this season to get the save in the biggest spot of the year.
Yeah, I know he was feeling some pressure. You know, he's not the kind of guy who's going to let it show, but coming into this year, you know, it's a tough weight to carry coming in and everyone's calling you the guy. And you know, after the season he put on last year, 30 innings pitched, 3 ERA, flat, you know, he was going to have that expectation, and obviously with those numbers, he was going to be at the back half of games, struggled early, and has just really come into his own, has just dropped his season numbers to, you know, we almost thought, you know, I mean, maybe it was just me and I didn't say this out loud because he's my roommate, almost thought his ERA was unrecoverable, but to this point, he's done a great job at re-solidifying himself as that back half of the bullpen for these Wildcats with the ability to go with some length. And here today, he showed all 3 pitches are working at the right time, and hopefully he can carry that success over into the rest of the games that those Wildcats will hopefully be able to play.
Gavin. But go Pios and go Pirates for this weekend, right, Connor?
Yep, it's going to be whatever it takes to get these Wildcats solidified into these playoffs, and it'll be fun watching with the guys this weekend. Might get out to one of those George Fox games, who knows, do some side heckling and ensure maybe the one side we want to win wins, but who knows. It'll be a fun weekend, and super excited to see which of these teams make it into these final few weeks of baseball here. And with this being my last call for Linfield baseball, it's been a great ride, and I'm glad to see that these guys have set themselves up in a position to be playing even more.
Absolutely.